just know that the products that I mentioned in this video, y'all are gonna be obsessed, okay? All right, you guys, so we are back. We are back at it, okay? This Sephora VIB sale. I honestly feel like I just did this video. This year is going by so fast, but we're back at it and I'm so excited because it's honestly one of my favorite videos to film, you guys. So with that being said, you guys know I have been doing this for years, and I mean years, okay? So we'll go ahead and either link my videos throughout this, entire video, or link the playlist down below for you guys as well so you can see all my past videos. But for today's video, I'm only gonna mention products that I'm currently loving at this moment, that I'm currently using as well. It doesn't mean any other products that I mentioned before I don't love, okay? You guys know when there's new products coming out, you're always switching it up. So I will mention, the products that I'm loving and using currently only. But if you wanna see all my other products I've mentioned before, go ahead and check out, my playlist or the videos I linked throughout the video, okay? So you guys ready? I don't know if I'm ready, okay? I'm gonna be so thirsty by the end of this because it's gonna be a long video, all right? So make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and break these products down into different categories, of course, to make it easy for you guys to follow. Make sure you check out my timestamps below. I don't know why I can't say that correctly, timestamps. So you can see, foundations, concealers, all of that, depending on what you're looking for. Now, for primer, y'all, I have two. And I believe I got both of these last year in the Sephora VIB sale, and that was it for me, okay? The first one is a Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Balm. So this is what it looks like when you get it in this pretty packaging. And it does come with like this mini thing right here, like a mini spoon to scoop it out. But nonetheless, you guys, when you open this up, okay? This is my second one. Like, it goes by so fast. But this is what it looks like. It's like a balm, and when you go ahead and apply it on your face, it kind of feels a little bit greasy, so you're kind of scared, like, is this good for oily skin? Like, am I gonna look like a grease ball? But when I tell y'all this is so great for oily skin, it makes no sense. Literally, I go ahead and apply this on my face, and I do apply this 1 second, which I will mention in a little bit, but it just sets down so nicely, doesn't leave a white cast, doesn't ball up on the face. It's just a very beautiful natural primer, and I can wear it by itself, and it controls oil really nice as well. Now, alongside that, I do use my St. Jane Luxury Sun Ritual Pore Smoothing with SPF 30. So this right here is a sunscreen and a primer in one, and this literally, I hated the process of applying primer, then applying sunscreen, because it would just be a mess to like really melt it into your skin, make sure it doesn't have a white cast. It's just a process, and I hate it so much. So with that being said, this here, this is what it looks like, y'all. On the back of my hand, it has like a nice yellow tint, but I like this because it doesn't feel greasy, and it's a primer and sunscreen in one, okay? You go ahead and blend it, right? And it literally melts into your skin. Like, you don't have to do too much. Like, y'all see that? White cast, where? Okay, there's no white cast. So I love these two together. It's my favorite combo. And at this point, you should be wearing sunscreen every single day. So I do recommend this one. If you haven't tried it out, go ahead and pick it up. And this balm, I love it as well. I just wish it didn't run out, so fast. So next one I do have is the Charlotte Tilbury Color Corrector in the shade Tan number 3. Mine is so dingy and beat up. I'm not gonna zoom in, okay? Because, I'm not gonna play me like that. But this I really do like, y'all, okay? It's a cream product, and I like it because it doesn't move around. It gives you the coverage you need, and it doesn't show through your, foundation. A lot of color correctors out there are liquid, which I don't like because they don't give me that coverage that I need, and they kind of move around throughout the day, and I just don't have time for that, okay? So if you've been having that issue, go ahead and use a cream product, and I think you'll love it. And I love the shade so much as well. I've had this for a minute, y'all, so it's about that time to get a new one. So now moving on to one of my favorite categories, we do have foundation, and I could be here forever, y'all, if I was to talk about all my favorite foundations I have tried so far, but we're gonna focus on only 3 that I'm currently loving and using in rotation. All right, now if you're an OG watcher of mine, you already know about this, okay? The Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. This is just so beautiful and nice to me. I love this for everyday wear foundation. it just looks like skin. Ever since I used it years ago at this point, I've always went back to it because it never fails me. If I'm going somewhere where I want to look flawless all day, where I want my foundation to look really nice, you know, all of that and not separate, I always go to this foundation because it's like my tried and true. Like, it would never ever fail me. Okay, I love this one so much. Now the next one, this one I got, I believe the last Sephora VIB sale, correct? Yes. This is the La Mer Soft Fluid Longwear Foundation. And the reason why I'm laughing, y'all, is because this is, I believe, $140. Okay, so the best time to get it is during the Sephora VIB sale. But I want to try it out. I want to see what the hype is. And this one is in the shade Sienna 63. And when I tell y'all, I don't know, I love Miss Dior. I love Dior, okay? Don't get me wrong. This one, honestly, may be at the same level as the Dior foundation. When I tell you this looks like your skin, but better in a bottle, the way it blends, the way it sits, the way it makes my face look so flawless, I see why everybody was talking about it, okay? Because at first I was like, what? Like $140 for a foundation? Like, y'all, for a foundation. But it is a foundation and skincare, and it also has SPF 20 in here, okay? So you do get a lot in here, I do want to admit. But regardless, y'all, this looks so good. So good, it makes no sense. Okay, so I see the hype, I get it. Funny enough, I will say you need to go ahead and pick this one up. If you can find your perfect shade, you're gonna fall in love with this foundation, okay? I'm telling you right now. The last foundation I do have is the Fenty Beauty Easy Drop Blur and Skin Tint. All right, so this is what it looks like, Miss Fenty. Now, out of all the face complexion products that Fenty has come out with, this has been my favorite, hands down. There's something about this formula, you guys, I love it. It just blends so well on the face. The way it sits on the face, I love the gel-like consistency that it has because I know it's gonna last all day on the face. It's just perfect. Every time I just go ahead and use this in the summer because it is a blur and skin tint, so you don't need too much. Just go ahead, apply a little bit on your face, and it pretty much evens everything out. This is so good. This should have been Fenty's first foundation because the formula, y'all, amazing. Now, I do want to touch base on concealers, which I do have two for you guys. This is my Pat McGrath Lab Skin Fetish The Blind Perfection Concealer. This, I mean, who's touching Pat? Like, at this point, y'all, it's just like, let's be for real. This concealer looks so good. Every time I recommend it to people, they go ahead and try it out. They're like, Chi, you were right. I'm like, I know. I've been telling y'all this whole time. It is the best concealer out there. I don't care what anybody says. The formula, the gel-like consistency, the way it makes your under eyes look so hydrated, so flawless, so smooth. It is just my favorite, okay? I've been using it for years, and nobody's touching her. I don't care, all right? Best concealer. If you watch my videos, you already know, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. But the next one I do want to mention is a Charlotte Tilbury, what is the name of this one? Oh, their Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This one right here is a very close second to Pat, okay? I did mention in another video that this was similar to Pat, and y'all came for me. You're like, Chi, like, let's be for real. Like, Pat is top of the top. I'm like, okay, you're right. But to me, it is a close second. It has like this gel-like consistency. The way it blends is very smooth. It's very flawless. And I'm very, very picky about concealers. But this one honestly held up. Because I always say my under eyes are super bougie, so it knows what it likes, what it doesn't like, and I love this concealer. So if you do have like dry under eyes or like a lot of fine lines, I do recommend this one because the name says Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer, and they're not lying because it is. Now I do want to go ahead and touch base on bronzers. Okay, I am finding bronzers that I like, y'all, and I'm so picky. Now the first one I do have is a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour Wand. This is in the shade Medium Deep. Okay, this is what it looks like. Now, one thing I will say about this is I love the formula, but I don't like the packaging. All right, I understand why everybody loves it because you go ahead and pull it out and you can dot it all over your face. But when I hold it up close for y'all, if you can see that, it just gets everywhere. And I don't like that. But what I will say about this is I do love the formula because you go ahead and apply it all over your face. It blends out so easily, like a dream. You don't have to sit there and struggle like at all. The only thing about this is the shade. Okay, so medium deep for me, it's a little bit light. The only time I use this is when I do like my no makeup look. I feel like it shows up a little bit more then, and it looks a little bit flawless, and I do have it on today as well. All right, I have another powder bronzer on top, but it looks really good with my no makeup, but with a full face, I don't really see this on my skin that much. All right, so we just need a little bit more shade, Charlotte, and we'll be fine. Now, the next cream bronzer I do have is a NARS Laguna Bronzing Cream. This one is more of my recent pickups. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it out. I have it in the shade Laguna number 4. So this is what it looks like when I open it up for you guys. It is like in this packaging. I love how easy this is to work with. I use my stippling brush and just apply around my face, and it really gives me like that bronzy, glowy look that I love. A lot of bronzers out there I feel like are super red on the skin. This has a beautiful color to it. It's just perfect. Like when I put it on, I'm like, okay, like I see why y'all were talking about it, okay? Because it's stunning on the face. So it's like my recent like obsession at this moment. I love applying this. I don't know why I didn't apply it today. I wish I did, but yeah, just go ahead and watch some of my old videos. You will see this on my face, but it's absolutely stunning, you guys. Now for actual powder bronzers, I do have the Hoola Toasted bronzer from Benefit. This one is an OG of mine. I honestly love this more so for like my nose contouring. Hopefully y'all can see that. This shade is more of like that reddish, a little bit of a contour shade, like a reddish, just deep chocolate shade, and it's so perfect for the nose. I feel like it just does what it needs to do. When I use regular bronzer on my nose, it just doesn't hit the same. So this one, I retried it one day and I was like, ooh, I love this, okay? And sometimes if I want to cut my cheeks a little bit, I will use this as well because it will give me like a sharp contour. Now, the next one that I do love, that I do need to get a new one of, is the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this called? It's Scratched Off. This is their bronzer, and I can't remember the name of the collection, but everything will be down below, of course. So I broke this, y'all, so I can't even like bring it up close. Like it's broken. It's so bad. But I love this bronzer. It's in the shade number 3, Tan Deep. And this is just so stunning on the face. I love how easy it is to build up on the skin. You can just take your time, build this color up, and it gives you such a beautiful color. I do want to check out number 4 in this bronzer because I feel like, I don't know, I just like a deeper bronzer nowadays. This one like gives you just enough, but I needed to like take me there. You know what I mean? If you get me. All right. So I may go ahead and pick up number 4 instead of 3 this time and just see what I think about it. But it's my favorite bronzer. I use this all the time. It's been years. I don't think I'm changing at this point. So let's talk about powders, especially loose powders, under eye powders, setting powders, all of that. I do have 4 for you guys. The first one actually is the Huda Beauty powder, their Easy Bake powder. To me, it's the best powder out there, and I feel like a lot of you guys agree as well. There's something about this powder. You apply it on your face, it just looks so good. And I actually just have the shade Banana Bread underneath my eyes, my forehead, my chin, all of that. That's all I have today. So I do have 2 shades. I have Kunafa, and I also do have Banana Bread. Kunafa, this one gives me a nice highlight, nothing too crazy. She's cute, all of that. But Banana Bread will take you there, okay? So I use this on top typically to brighten the under eyes, give it a little bit more lift, okay? Because I do like that bright under eye look. So I had to go ahead and get a mini one of this. And I use these 2 together, and my under eyes, honestly, y'all, always looks flawless, all right? So if you've been watching my videos, you know how much I talk about these powders. So another one of my favorite powders is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Banana number 3 powder. This powder here, okay, if you watch my nose contour short on YouTube, if you haven't, go ahead and check it out. This powder is so great for snatching the nose. I don't really use it for my under eyes, none of that. I don't use it for baking. I just go ahead and take it and bake my nose, okay? I know it sounds so crazy, but I bake the sides of my nose, and then I brush the powder off, and it leaves a little bit of a white cast, which I do prefer because when I go ahead and then contour my nose, it will stand out a little bit more. It just always looks so flawless. It just gives definition where needed. You don't have to go ahead and do like a whole cream, you know, contour process for your nose, I don't have the time no more, y'all. I just be going. So I go ahead, pick the side of my nose, brush it off, and then just contour with a little bit of bronzer, and I'm good to go. So this is Banana number 3, y'all. This powder is so good, and it's the perfect shade. Now, the last powder I do have for you guys for your under eyes is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Powder for your eye and face. I have this in the shade Tan Deep. Now, this powder right here as an eye brightener, y'all, I love it so much. And on camera, I feel like it never really looks like the true yellow color, but back here, I feel like y'all can see it a little bit better. This powder is so good as a topper. So what I would typically do is I would go ahead and bake my under eyes, and then I take a little bit of this powder and apply it just on top of, you know, the other powder underneath my eyes, and it just gives like a very beautiful brighten effect. It looks so good, and I'm just like, all right, Charlotte. Like, I love a lot of Charlotte Tilbury products. I feel like they're just one of the best. Like, she takes her time, she makes sure they're good, you know, all of that. So this powder I love as an under eye brightener. I feel like if we get one more shade, Charlotte, that would go crazy. Okay, I feel like Charlotte Tilbury, like, we just get just so close, but we just need a little bit more and it'll be perfect. So I feel like if we have one more shade, I will go ahead and pick it up. But this is stunning nonetheless, you guys. I love it so much. So let's move on to actual face powders. I mean, these are no surprises, but let's talk about it. All right, this is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Matte Velvet Powder in the shade 4N68. You guys know they went ahead and changed their formula. I won't really say change the formula, but they did make it a little bit more cleaner, and it also changed the packaging. So depending on which shade you get, the outside may be a little bit different. But I love the original powder, of course. So this one here honestly works the same for me as well. It gives you like that flawless, filtered, super blurring, smooth skin, and I love it. I cannot live, like, I'm not even trying to be funny, I cannot live without this powder because it just does what it needs to do. Like foundation by itself, some people will go ahead and apply that on their face and just leave and go out the door. I have to put this on top of my foundation, and it just does the trick, y'all. It is so good. I love it so much. And I'm actually wearing this powder by itself today. I don't have any liquid foundation on, just a little bit of concealer, but this powder is honestly all over my face, and it just looks so good. Now, the next one I do have is the Urban Decay All Nighter. What is this called? They're All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. I've bought so many of these, y'all, at this point, but this is such a great touch-up powder. All right, so throughout the day, if I'm getting super oily, super greasy, whatever it may be, which I actually don't get anymore, y'all. I really don't get oily anymore. I just like get a little bit of shine maybe on the nose, but nothing too crazy. So I will use this to touch that area up, and I'm good to go. And I also use this powder so many ways, y'all. I use this to set my brows to get rid of shine. I use this on my lids to set my eye primer. I just use this so many ways. It is such a staple in my collection, and I truly do love it. So moving on to blush, I do have a couple favorites. All right, not just a couple, y'all. I have a good big. All right, so I want to go ahead and touch base on them. The first one I do want to go ahead and mention is the Rare Beauty. These are her, I always forgot what like the actual line of this is called, but these are her cream blushes, and this is what they look like. And I have 3 shades in my collection. I do have Love, Encourage, and Grateful. Well, I go ahead and swatch this for you guys. I will talk about these, but I just love everything about this. I love the packaging. I love, you know, how easy it is to apply on the face. I love everything about this. So when I go ahead and just, you know, I'm lazy, I'm in a rush, or, you know, I need something really quickly, I will go ahead and apply this all over, and it always looks so good. And I actually have this shade Grateful all over my cheeks today, which I will show you guys up close. All right, so this is what it looks like on the cheeks, y'all, and I just feel like it looks so good. Ooh, I love me some blush. So just in this order, y'all can see what I have. The very top one is called Love, and then we have Encourage in the middle, and the last one is called Grateful. And I just love the names. I love the meanings. I love everything about this, y'all. These are just so good. Like, let's be for real. You probably already have them in your collection, and you probably use them every single day because they're that good. Next one I do want to touch base on is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek cream product in the shade Swerve. These are so They're so little. Why are you so little? Oh my gosh. But yeah, these are so little. It comes with about, let's see, 0.21 ounces of product. So it's not much. But this shade, y'all, is so stunning. I had to get it because of the shade. It's like this beautiful orangey terracotta shade. I think it's stunning. So this is what it looks like on the back of my hand. Let me show you guys what that looks like. Like, you see why I bought it? Like, I know you don't get a lot of product, but you see why I got it, all right? It's absolutely stunning. So beautiful, especially in the summertime. I love this so much with some gold highlighter. So the next ones I do have are the cream blushes from Fenty Beauty. These are her Cheeks Out cream blushes. I've talked about these shades before, but I do have Rose Latte. This one is like your beautiful, just burnt pinky brownie shade. It's so stunning. All right, I will swatch it for you guys as well. This one I think is just so beautiful. Like, if I just want like a very natural makeup look, I will go ahead and apply this on the face. Like, y'all see that? Like, it's so natural, but that's just what you need. Okay, now the next one I do have is Summertime Wine. This one, let me go ahead and use a different finger. It's a very just beautiful springy pinky shade. We all need that sometimes in our collection, so I will go ahead and show y'all this one. And here it is right here. It is just a perfect pinky color, and I've had these for years, y'all, so I feel like, I mean, I won't say they're old. I feel like they'll last a long time, but they're still creamy. They don't feel dried up, nothing like that. And the last one I do have is the Cheeks Out cream blush in the shade Fuego Flush. This is more of like a transparent cream blush. I kind of use it as like a highlighter, honestly, y'all. And that's what it looks like. Like, it reminds me so much of a highlighter. So these are what they look like. They're so stunning. I do need to go ahead and get more, y'all, but there's just so many cream blushes out there. Like, it's always something new. Now, this next blush is a very recent pickup. This is the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Cream Blush in the shade 30. Now, this one, I was not planning for this. I was just walking by, strolling in Sephora, and it just caught my eye, all right? So this is what the packaging looks like. It is so stunning and so cute. I just love it so much. I don't know why. But when you open this up, this is what the blush looks like. And when I tell y'all, it is stunning. It's like a beautiful orangey, a little bit of brown in there, cream blush. It is so stunning, y'all. Like, when I put it on my face, I was like, oh, it looks so good. So it has like a cream to powder finish, all right? And y'all can see what that looks like. Like, imagine that on your cheeks with like a brown lip. Stop. Stop. Like, it will look so good. So I really love this formula. I love how easy it is to apply on the face. It has a cream to powder finish, and it feels so soft, you guys. Like, literally when you touch it, it feels so soft. I love this. So I need to go ahead and get another one because I was not planning to like this. Like, I was just like, let me just try it out and see, and I fell in love. So I only have 2 more blushes left to mention. I do have the NARS Exhibit A blush, and y'all have seen this honestly for years. Like, let's be for real. It's like a bright orangey red blush. It is so beautiful on the cheeks, you guys. Like, just imagine this shade. Like, what? The pigment? What? Like, come on. This looks, and I know I'm so behind because I just got this last year and it's been around for a minute, but like, I always say every single time, I'm so mad that y'all didn't tell me about this blush because it is so beautiful and vibrant, you guys. Like, it is stunning. And the last blush I do want to mention is from Benefit. This is your Butterfly blush. And when I talk about this one, I just, honestly, I don't emphasize how beautiful this truly is. So when you go ahead and apply it on your face, right, it has a little bit of sparkles in there. And it kind of comes off like this, like a light orangey blush. You're probably like, what is so special about this? But when you apply it on the cheeks alongside the sparkles that it has in there, it just looks so stunning, especially in the summer, y'all. Like, an orangey, glowy cheek. I love it. I love it so much. So this one here, like, even the swatches, y'all, I swear it's not doing it justice. You're probably like, girl, Like, what is so special? But trust me, try it out in store. Put it on your cheeks and then let me know what you think. Okay, let's see. So I do have highlighter next, and I only do have one to talk about. This is the Refi Topaz Gloss Highlighter. I believe I got this last year in my Sephora VIB sale, and it's just, to me, the best highlighter out there. It looks so stunning. It looks so wet. It is a cream product, and it just looks so beautiful. Like, I have it on my cheeks today, so I don't even need to swatch it. I can just show y'all. This, like, y'all see that? You see how glowy and just, it just looks so good. And when I first tried it, I was like, what the heck? Like, I've been missing out. All right, I feel like I don't need any other highlighter in my collection. It's just so beautiful by itself. In this shade, they made sure that it looked, you know, good on, you know, lighter skin tones, darker skin tones. They only have one shade, and it looks stunning. It looks beautiful. And so many of y'all have gotten this and told me you love it. I'm like, listen, I don't lie to y'all, okay? I will tell you when something is good, and I'll tell y'all when something is bad. And this right here is good. It is absolutely just beautiful. So for setting spray, of course, I only do have one. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Do we need to talk about her? I feel like at this point, you guys already know how good this is. Back in the day, it was an Urban Decay All-Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. Now it is just this setting spray. I have the mini version, so in case you're wondering why it's so small, that is why. But this is so good. It locks in your makeup. It gets rid of like that powdery look. It looks so flawless. Like, it's just so good. All right, like once I tried this, I was like, there's something about it that's different. I can't put my hands on it, but there's something about it. And it just makes your makeup honestly stay on all day, not fade off. It locks in your makeup, and it does what it needs to do. So Miss Charlotte, like, what don't you do? So for the eyes, I only do have one item I wanted to talk about. This is the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy. Y'all, I believe Urban Decay has like maybe one or two other single eyeshadows that kind of does, you know, what this one does, the same formula, all of that. But this here goes crazy, okay? I tell people about this all the time. I am not a big sparkly shimmer person. I just put some bronzer in the crease and call it a day, okay? This has the most beautiful sheen. All right, it is not sparkles, it's not glitter, it's a sheen on your eyes. Like, even looking at it, I'm just like, y'all, it makes no sense. Y'all see that? Like, I hope y'all really see that. This, it is so beautiful, okay? I take a little bit of this, just dab it on my lids, just to give a little bit of something, and that's all you need, okay? This is so beautiful. I love it so much. You need it, you need it, you need it. I do want to get like the darker brown one. I believe they have like a darker brown. That one, let me just stop, okay? I already know like my Sephora haul is gonna be a little bit hefty, but like, yeah, you need this. You need this so much. So let's go ahead and move on to one of my favorite categories, which is the lips. And typically I stick with the same 3 products, but this time, like, we have a lot to talk about. I don't even know which order to start in, but I'm just going to start off with lip gloss first. All right, so the first one I'm seeing is the Pat McGrath Labs Flesh Fantasy Lust Gloss. This one right here came in a mini trio, which the other 2 I still have, but this one, I didn't really care for it in the beginning because I was just like, it's a super light shade. It is what it is. But nowadays, when I'm brushing or I'm leaving the house, I like to wear like a clear gloss. And I never have found a clear gloss where I'm like, ooh, like I love it so much, right? But this one has a hint of pink. And I know in here it looks pink, y'all, but on my lips, it gives me like a clear sheen with a little bit of pink, and it's so stunning. This, it's hard to describe it. You just have to try it for yourself, because when you go ahead and apply it, right? Even me like swatching it right now, I feel like it's not gonna do it justice. When you apply this on your lips, y'all, it gives the most perfect sheen. And this formula doesn't just like wear off easily. Like, you can wear it pretty much throughout the day. I will put it on one time, and even several hours later, it's still on, giving me like that nice sheen that I love. It is so beautiful. I don't know if she has it by itself, because if she does, I will go ahead and buy it by itself. But if you do have to get the trio, just go ahead and do it because y'all, it is so worth it. Now, the next two lip glosses I wanted to mention are from Fenty Beauty. This is the Fenty Cream Glosses. I have it in the shade Honey Waffles and also Fenty Glow. So this is what it looks like. Okay, the top one is Fenty Glow. The bottom one is Honey Waffles. And these are the perfect toppers, y'all. I go ahead and do like a little bit of lip liner, a little bit of lipstick, and I top it off with these shades, y'all. And it just locks in the lips. Like, it just locks in everything. It looks flawless. It looks so good. It stays all day. I love these. So in case you're wondering what they look like, this is Fenty Glow. Let me swatch that for y'all. And then the other one is Honey Waffles. Let me remove the other lip gloss real quick. All right, so Honey Waffles. They are just so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this formula, y'all. Like, I'm so addicted now. Like, I've had these for a long time, but now that I do like my lipstick lip gloss combo, these are just like the perfect toppers for me. They're so stunning. Moving on to the next set of lip products, I do have lip oils, and these are from Merit Beauty. I've mentioned them before on my channel, but I did go ahead and pick up 3. I do have Sangria, Marrakech, and also Taupe. These 3 I wear like nobody's business. Like, I always have this on my lips. I have it in my bags because whenever I'm not doing a full face, I like to have a little bit of color on my lips. It's just a thing I do. So these are the perfect products for that. So we'll go ahead and swatch them. The only thing I don't like is when you start to get towards the bottom of the lip product, it is so hard to get any product out. So I pretty much struggle all the time. And these swatches are not going to do it justice because, like, it's so hard to reach the bottom of the product. So just bear with me. But nonetheless, y'all, these feel so good on the lips. I love me a good lip oil. They remind me of lip glosses, but not at the same time. Like, it gives you the feeling of a lip gloss, but it's definitely a lip oil in terms of being hydrating, very nourishing to the lips with a tint of color. So these are what they look like, y'all, and it's not going to do it justice. I'm telling y'all right now, like, you can see the color, but just imagine these on your lips. They're so pretty. They're so good. I love Merit Beauty products, and you guys know I worked with them right before they actually launched, you know, in Sephora. They actually reached out like years ago. So it's just crazy seeing them in the stores now. They're doing so good. I'm so proud of them. So yeah, they have a special place in my heart. So I do want to talk about lipsticks, of course. I do have the mini trio from Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know where the other one is. It just had legs and it took off. I seriously cannot find it for the life of me. But I do have these two. And this is I believe it's called Walk of No Shame, and then also Supermodel. So these 2 shades I wear all the time. This one and Supermodel, y'all, is the perfect just pinky shade with like a little bit of brown lip liner, y'all. It is stunning, and I love Charlotte Tilbury's lipsticks because they're so just like, when you apply them on your lips, they're so velvety. They feel so smooth. They don't leave any cracks in between, none of that. They feel so good, and they smell good as well. I see why the price is the price it is, because I used to be like, for some lipstick, but I see why. It is really that good. The next one I do have, which I'm actually wearing on my lips today, is called Walk of No Shame, and it's a very deep rosy pinky color. Let me show y'all this one. This one is so pretty, y'all, and I have it on today. So this is what it looks like, as you can see, and it will come up close for y'all so you can see what it looks like on my face. I have it with like a dark brown lip liner, and it just looks so good. Like, I was so obsessed with Supermodel for a minute till I tried Walk of No Shame, and now I'm like obsessed with it because it's a perfect, just springy lipsticks for the lips. The next lipstick I do have is from Fenty Beauty. This is in the shade Uncuffed. This is nothing new, you guys. It's been around for years, but I love this so much with a certain combo, which I will talk about in a second, okay? So this is Uncuffed. Let me swatch it for y'all. This is what it looks like. I love this formula. It is so lightweight. It's never like super dry on the lips. It's a very, very, very comfortable formula. But what I do is I go ahead and do a brown lip liner, apply this in the middle, and then I top it off with the Fenty cream product in the shade Fenty Glow. This combo, y'all, I did a video on it. I believe it's called my Pinky Blush, Pinky Gloss combo, my short. Go ahead and watch it and you see what I'm talking about. These two go crazy, okay? It makes no sense. They look so good. So definitely try that out. I'm telling you right now, by itself, it's like cute, it's pretty, you know, uncuffed. But when you mix it with a lip gloss, it just takes it to the next level. Now, the next liquid lipstick I do want to mention is from Makeup Forever. This is their 24-hour, let's see, Rouge Artist Forever Matte liquid lipstick. I got two shades. I got 192 and 194. And these are probably one of the best liquid lipsticks I've tried in a long time. They're so comfortable. They're so lightweight. They feel like air, honestly. And I typically forget that I even have it on because it's just like, how do you feel like I have nothing? And I mean nothing on your lips. So this is in the shade 194. This is a very pretty shade. It's just so gorgeous, y'all. It's like a pinky brownie shade. It's so beautiful. Like, look at that. It is so pretty. All right, so that's 194. All right, so that was 194. Let me show you guys 192. 192. This one is more of like a light brown shade with a hint of pink in there, but nonetheless it is so pretty for like my very like nude makeup look. I love this lipstick. So this is what it looks like right there. Y'all can see it almost looks like a very peachy shade, but it's just so stunning with some brown lip liner, y'all. I'm telling you right now, it is so beautiful. I did a whole look for you guys on here with that, and I couldn't stop talking about it because it looks so good. Like, it made no sense. But if you're looking for a good just liquid lipstick that's light on the lips, that's not heavy, that won't crack on you, that won't dry your lips out, you will definitely love those. So the next one I do want to mention is a Givenchy La Rouge Deep Velvet Lipstick in the shade 35. This, number one, the packaging. Let's just get into the packaging. Look at this. Like, they say it's a velvet lipstick, and of course they had to put some velvet on here. Like, it's so pretty. All right, so this is more like a orangey brownie lipstick, which I love so much. I'm very picky when it comes to lipsticks, and I just knew, like, with a name like that, it's just gonna eat on the lips, let's be honest. So this is the shade One Swipe, y'all. You don't need too much with this, and it's so pigmented. It is so comfortable. I always go ahead and wear this with a dark brown lip liner all over and just add this in the center. Add some orange cream blush on the cheeks. Like, it is so beautiful in the summer. I cannot wait. I love wearing orange, you know, products on my face when it's the summertime. I just feel like it hits different. It really does compared to the winter time. So definitely pick this one up. And that's all for the lips. Wow, y'all, that's crazy. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to a brush I wanted to mention to you guys. Of course, it is the Refi Duo brush. I talked about this. I honestly feel like in every video so far, but that's so bad. Like, why? But it's good. I'm telling y'all. This is what it looks like. It is a duo brush. $24 for two brushes, y'all. I think it's worth it. This side right here blends your bronzer like a dream. Literally just blends it into your skin. It looks flawless. It just looks so good, and it's very easy to work with, and it's so soft, and it doesn't shed on me. All right. Now this other side, this one I use more so to blend out my concealer on my face or blend out my cream blush. Like, you can do so much because this is really dense, and I like it because it doesn't really, how do I say this? It doesn't really take a lot of the product. It really deposits the product like back onto your face, if that makes sense. Like, a lot of, you know, tools out there when it comes to your face and you're blending your concealer out is taking a lot of that product. This, like, whatever you put on your face is going to keep on there and just make it look flawless. So I love this. I've talked about it too much at this point, so yeah. So we're finally done with makeup, you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to skincare. I feel like when you take care of your skin, your makeup is always, always gonna look good. All right, so I do have a couple I do want to touch base on briefly for you guys. The first one is the You to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamins Cleanser, and I do have the mini bottle. This is like my tried and true. I use this all the time. It really does cleanse your face and makes it like super clean, but not clean to the point where like it dries your face out. It still hydrates your skin, gets rid of all the dirt and all of that, but it gives you a nice base, okay? There's no makeup left. There's no dirt, none of that. There's no oils. It just really cleans your face really well. And it has a lot of good ingredients in here, which I love. So this is a kale and green tea spinach vitamin superfood cleanser. Look it up, y'all. It is so good, and I've been using this for years. I haven't switched my facial cleanser in the last, couple of years. Now, for toners, I do have two I want to mention. This is the Fenty Skin Fat Water Hydrated Milky Toner Essence. Now, I told you guys I did a whole comparison video on milky toners on my channel, and milky toners are so good when it comes to hydrating your skin. They literally transform your skin right in front of your face. You go ahead and put this on, y'all. I swear, it just makes my skin look so supple, so youthful, so hydrated. I just spit everywhere. That is so crazy. I just spit everywhere. Anyways, let's just focus. So yes, this just makes your skin look so youthful, so young, so fresh. I'm telling you, if you haven't tried milky toners, you're truly, and I mean truly, missing out. All right, this one, love it so much. The next one I do have is a kombucha plus 10% AHA Power Exfoliant. This has 10% lactic acid and 3% glycolic acid, and is an overnight resurfacing peel. And this is from You to the People. I have been loving this so much. I don't wear it or use it every day, actually. I use it every other day, and it really helps to reset my face and also make it more even, make it more youthful. And then also, I've been using this just to really help with like the dark spots on my face, just to lighten them over time. But this is such a great product. I know it looks really small. It comes with 4 fluid ounces, but it does last a long time because I don't believe you're supposed to use it every single day. This is so good. It's a resurfacing peel. Look into this, y'all. It will literally change your skin. I swear. I love this so much. The next one I do want to mention to you guys are actually serums. I love me a good serum, and I don't have a moisturizer in my routine. I know that's so bad, but I feel like serums just do what I need them to do. I don't know. I love them so much. And ever since I started using serums, my face is like less oily. I feel like it combats like oily, skin. So definitely look into that. But there's a couple serums I do want to mention. So this is the Merit Beauty Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. They sent this to me like I believe like last year, and this is so nice, y'all, because you go ahead and apply it on your face and it really hydrates it. It just really sinks into the skin really nicely. And when I first saw this, I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna make my skin look so greasy. But I went ahead and applied this at night and woke up the next day with very just glowy, beautiful skin. I was like, okay, Merit, like I told y'all, I love their products so much. So the next serums that I do have are actually from The Ordinary. I do have their niacinamide 10% plus zinc 1. And I always use this on my face. It's supposed to help you with your blemishes, imperfections, dark spots, things like that. And it just really does a great job at hydrating my skin. I can't really speak on this for like getting rid of dark spots because I've been using it like for a good minute, like for I want to say like 2 years on my face. But I love it more so for hydration is why I use this. But the next one is the Alpha Arbutin 2% plus HA serum. I actually used to mix this together. Sometimes I add this by itself. It just depends. But this here is supposed to help with dark spots on the face. I actually need to go ahead and get another one, but it gradually takes its time. It's not going to be overnight. I heard somebody talk about this and I picked it up and I always mixed it with this, niacinamide serum. So I can't speak for it by itself. But I do like how it makes my skin feel, and it just really hydrates my skin as well, and it's supposed to help with dark spots too. The next serum I do want to mention, this one is like my baby. I do need a new one. It looks so dingy, but this is the Peace Out Acne Serum. It has 2% salicylic acid, niacinamide, and also zinc. So it's actually an acne clarifying serum, but I use it more so to get rid of blemishes. So let's say I sleep with my makeup, y'all, which is so bad for your skin. I typically will wake up with like a little bit of a rash on my forehead or like clusters of pimples, things like that. Once I go ahead and apply this, y'all, and literally go to bed that day and wake up the next day, it gets rid of like the blemishes and things like that happens on the skin, especially like rashes, like congestion, things like that. It will get rid of it. There's something in here. It's so crazy. Like there's something in here. And when I tried the first time and it happened to me, I was like, wow, I need to always have this on deck. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I do need to get another one, y'all, because I ran out, but I'm scraping every bit that I can before I buy a new one. Now the last serum I do want to mention, this is from the Inky list. This is your retinol, and retinol is supposed to help reduce the sign of aging and wrinkles, and I'm so big on that. Like, we getting up there, y'all. So this is what it looks like, and I love this so much. Number one, it is affordable, and I know there's more like expensive ones out there, trust me, but I love how this feels on the face. It just feels so soothing. I apply it all over my face, on my neck, and seriously, like, y'all, I love wearing makeup. You guys know, like, I'm a makeup channel, but my skin without makeup, I'm not like ashamed of it now. Like, I used to be so like, I have to have makeup on, I have to have makeup on. I probably wear makeup throughout the week, maybe, and I mean honestly maybe like 30% of the time. Typically it's my bare face because I love the way my skin looks, the way it feels, and I get compliments so much more, which is crazy, when I have no makeup on. And it's because of my skincare. So retinol is going to help reduce aging and wrinkles, make your skin look really youthful. Yeah, I love this stuff. I have to go ahead and get another one, but it's so affordable, y'all. I really like it. Now for exfoliation, I do want to mention the You to the People Yerba Matte Resurfacing Energy Facial. This is an instant microdermabrasion enzyme treatment. That was a mouthful. This is what it looks like. You go ahead and open this up, and you do get this bottle, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like in here. I need to use this more, you guys, but I like this so much in terms of evening out my skin and exfoliating my skin, because it is not too abrasive, it is not too rough on your face. It's very just small. And I told you guys a story about this. A Sephora lady showed me how this works. She put it on the back of my hand, dry by itself. We scrubbed it a little bit, rinsed it off, and that spot on my hand looked a lot brighter, y'all. I swear, it was right in my face. That's why I went ahead and got this. So you've been looking for like a good like exfoliating product that will help even out your skin tone, get rid of, you know, dry patches, you know, things like that on your face. Definitely check this one out. I think it's pricey, but it's so worth it, okay? Because we're at the Sephora VIB sale. You get to save a little bit of money. Now let's get into some masks, okay? I do have 3 that I do want to mention. The first one is the Innisfree Pore Clearing Clay Mask. This has super volcanic clusters in there, and I really like this because number one, it is more affordable on Sephora. It's like more of like the more affordable options out there when it comes to masks, and I just love the way it feels on the face, how easy it is to take off, and just how easy it is to work with. Like, you just apply it on your face, it dries on really nicely. It's not too like drying on the face. You go ahead and wash it off and your face just looks a lot better than it did before. So I like using this any chance I can get. And another good mask I do want to mention is the Fenty Skin Cookies and Clean Mask. This one was talked about so much. I believe it has salicylic acid in there, so it does help with breakouts and things like that. So you go ahead and put this on your face, and you keep rubbing this in till all the beads in there kind of burst on your face and turns the mask from white to gray. That's how you know you've done it correctly. You let it stay on your face, you wash it off, and your skin just feels refreshed, rejuvenated, you know, good to go. So I love this for resetting my face, especially when I do like my facials and all of that good stuff. I always pretty much use this one at this point. Now, when I'm flying or like my face is super hydrated, because I do have a flight that I have to catch tonight, I will use the Summer Fridays Jet Lag mask. This is super hydrating on the face. It low-key feels like a moisturizer, to be honest with you. So you just go ahead and put it on. You can remove it. I believe it's set on there, but I just keep it on, honestly. And it really hydrates my face and gets rid of like dry patches and things like that. Now, lastly, I do have this pimple paste. This is from, their name I believe is called Nin. I'll put it down below for y'all. I can't see it properly on here. But this is a pimple paste. And typically when it comes to pimples or breakouts, we'll use toothpaste. We'll use, you know, a mask, things like that. But this is specifically for pimples. And it does have willow bark, clay, tea tree, azelaic acid. And it also has thyme in there. I can never say it correctly. THYME, thyme, to help you wake up to clearer looking skin. So this I love when I travel, because for some reason when I travel, y'all, I get breakouts on my chin, like just random places, and I'm not here for it, all right? So having a paste like this is really nice. And if you're wondering what the color looks like, it's like a gray color. All right, I really, really, really like this. So that's what it looks like, okay? So of course, when it comes to the Sephora VIB sale, we have to talk about perfumes. I only have a couple, y'all. I don't have too much. But I do want to talk about just two of the brands that are my absolute favorite when it comes to perfumes. Now, the first one is from Replica. If you watch my videos, I always mention these two. The first one is by the Fireplace Perfume from Replica. This gives you like that marshmallowy, burnt fireplace scent. It is just so perfect, y'all. I love me a good musky scent. It is my favorite. It just does what it needs to do. I just smell so good, and I get so many compliments from people. So this one is a staple. I do need another one soon, y'all, because we're getting to the bottom. All right. The next one is a Replica Coffee Break Perfume. This one I love for the daytime if I want to feel very cozy, just warm, a little bit of sweetness in there. I love this one so much. And it has a creamy and cozy fragrance in there is what it says. So it just smells so good. I feel like Replica does a great job of mimicking the names of the perfume. Like if they tell you it's gonna smell like grass, it's gonna smell like grass. Like they do such a great job. It's almost scary, but I love it. I'm here for it. And they make one of my favorite scents out there. The last two perfumes I do have are from Commodity Milk. You guys know I got this from my last Sephora VIB sale. And I do have, let's see, Bold in there and also Expressive. So Bold is more of like their bold scent. Honestly, it's in the name. You can smell it a little bit further away from that person. I've told you guys about my drive-through story. Literally with drive-through, you're not that close to them. And literally she asked me what I was smelling, and that's when I knew, like, all right, I found a good one. These remind me so much of By the Fireplace Perfume. They do have like that marshmallowy, cozy fireplace burnt scent that I love. I love a good musky scent, y'all. If you watch my videos, you already know. And then Expressive, this one is more so of a personal smell. So it's not like where you can smell it from a mile away. You have to be kind of next to me to smell it a little bit. So it just depends on what you're feeling. Like if you want to do bold, which I do, I want you to smell me from like miles away, okay? But I actually go ahead and mix these two together, and I just love these. They're so creamy. They're just so perfect on the body. And I feel like when it sets on the body, it just produces the most comforting, you know, just comforting scent. I love it so much. It just takes me to a place every time I spray it on my body. I love it. So the last category is hair. I cannot believe we've made it this far, you guys. So let's get into it, okay? So I do have Bondi Boost, the brand. They sent me two products last year, actually. The first one is your Elixir Hair Oil. So this is a pre-shampoo treatment. You go ahead and put it all in your roots and just really like, you know, massage it. And it really helps to prepare your hair for shampooing. But also beyond that, you guys, it helps to stimulate your scalp. Especially for me, I was dealing with like hair growth issues. Remember my story about like the bald spot that I had? I needed something to really treat my scalp and my roots, and this helped me so much. I need to go ahead and get another one. But what it says back here is it has a bunch of omega-3s, 6, and omega-9. And it helps to stimulate hair growth, calm frizz, and smooth split ends for healthier and stronger strands. All right, it says exactly what it does. All right, so the next one I do have is your Rapid Repair Serum. This stuff, y'all, obsessed with. This is what I use pretty much all the time when I blow dry my hair. It really helps my hair to just not feel as damaged, because I did have red hair dye before and it damaged my hair so much, y'all. So when I apply this on my hair, it feels so different. It feels so healthy. I feel like this has really helped me in my hair care journey, like just tremendously, you guys. Whenever I put this in, it just feels so healthy and I cannot live without it now. So if you've been struggling with hair growth or your hair feeling damaged, definitely try out their repair serum. You're gonna love it. And the last one is from the Dry Bar. I believe this is called their single shot or their double shot. I'll put the right name down below. But this is their blow dryer. And I got this, I believe, a year ago, if I'm correct. And this stuff, y'all, is a lifesaver, especially when it comes to doing your hair. I love like that blow dry look. Now, let's be for real, okay? My hair texture, it's not gonna give me like that exact blow dry look. But what it will do is get your hair as bouncy and straight as possible from the root down. You don't have to sit there with a blow dryer and a comb and just keep going. This is just a one and done product. It is expensive, but it's so worth it. And it makes my hair feel so bouncy, so just nice every time I do it. I don't have to sit there for hours blow drying my hair, y'all. A good 10-15 minutes, my whole hair is done. Like, insane. So this is what it looks like. I know it's been, you know, super popular as of lately when it comes to like this type of technology, but it's so good, you guys. It is so worth it. Definitely go ahead and pick it up. And I just remember the story of the lady that was trying to sell this to me. She was like, I'm telling you right now, it is good. And I'm looking at the price, I'm looking at her, and I literally told her, I said, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna come back and return it. And she's like, okay. And I never came back and returned it because it was good. All right, you guys, so that was every single product I wanted to go ahead and mention for the Sephora VIB sale. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And of course, like always, let me know down below some products that you've been loving as well for the past year. I'm interested. I want to go ahead and pick up some new stuff. So let me know down below, okay? So if you did like this video, make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you guys in my next one.